Okay, it's 5:04. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have, I guess, roll call.
Sandra Cabazas-Ayala.
Present.
Many times.
Present.
Roberto Ortiz.
Present.
Maribel Valdez Rodriguez. Absent. Washington Warren.
No, she's right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's right here.
I'm sorry. Okay. Angelica Salinas.
Present.
Rosa Maria Cidellano.
Present.
Jose Obando.
Here, ma'am.
Esmeralda Rodriguez.
Here, present.
Rafael Romo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, citizens' comments. At this time, we don't have anybody.
No, I don't know if I should speak for Tricia, or should I wait just the?
I think
can
it's
wait
more,
to see if
we
she-
can wait. It's more like it would be that individual would comment on it,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Okay, so at this point, we can go on to item number 5 then, and have the minutes for the reading and approval from the 23rd of October.
Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes.
Second that one.
Okay, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion carries, we approve the minutes. All right, and communications and announcements.
In your packet, you have the Texas Library Association membership form. If you could, do you want them to fill it out, or if you could?
After the meeting?
So we can send it in January. I think it expires at the end of December.
Okay.
Okay. Any other communications or announcements? No? All right, on the staff reports, letter A, report by library staff regarding marketing of library programs.
And this is an item you had requested at the last meeting, and I have Rick here who does all our marketing and our flyers, etc.
So, is there a general question that you want answered, or just an overall overview of what it is we do as far as our marketing?
Is there a specific question that we had from last time?
Well, I think, are you the one that's in charge of the PA system and?
Sure.
Is that the person?
Well, no, it's for marketing. For marketing.
Oh, the marketing, and
Uh-huh.
how things are advertised,
Uh-huh.
how the programs are advertised, I think that we forget. What it was, I know that it was two things that we had talked
Yeah,
about,
he's a jack of all
the
trades.
PA system, the mic system, and then we wanted to know how you advertise
Disseminate
all
the
the wonderful
information.
programs and disseminate the information, for the events that you all have.
So we do
I
print.
believe, right,
Sí.
am I
Yeah.
The
correct?
thing that it's not here, it's not in the minutes.
It's not, yes,
Is it?
well, that's what I had, the question, yes,
To
the police
remember the
reported.
dissemination on how the library,
Yes, it's right.
Mrs. Elisa will ask, the committee requested
Yes.
for next meeting a report on how the library disseminates this information. So I guess that's
That's
what
what
we
it
wanted,
is, yes.
you know, how to,
Okay.
you know, this.
So we do, most of our flyers are done in print. If we're showing a movie, we do two versions of the flyer because our license doesn't allow for the movie title or the imagery of the movie to be shown, so we have to kind of play with it.
And why is that? Even
It's just the licensing that the
the
library has.
copyright,
Right.
even if it's going to be,
If it's in-house, we are allowed to use it, but if we put it on Facebook or Instagram or something, we can't
Oh.
use that imagery. So for those types of events, we'll have two different flyers out.
One for in-house and one for dissemination.
Social media.
All right, and so most of our movie showings will just say movie night or movie day or something like that because we cannot, publicize what it is we're showing.
So you do it through a flyer, and what is the other means?
Well, we have a digital flyer and a print flyer. Okay, and the print flyer you'll find in the house or in our packets that when we go to schools and stuff like that. We'll promote.
I think, yeah, Melly, we talked about that, right?
Sí.
That we.
Maribel mentioned that if we could provide her the flyers in advance, that she could send it out to all of Laredo Independent School District, all the employees, versus sometimes the librarians here just send it to the librarians on the campuses. So she has access to send a massive email to all of the employees.
And the same would be UISD, I think, with Gloria Rendon, or, right, with Gloria Rendon. She should do that for me for the imaginary.
At the communications department at Laredo ISD is Maribel Valdez, who is a member,
Yes.
a committee member.
and what we want is more people to find out. You have terrific events here, and we want more people to find out.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do, for any outreach event, we do a minimum of 200 flyers. Ms. Jackie normally does, I want to say like 3 or 4 outreaches a week. So we're doing about almost 1,000 flyers, just through her, weekly.
And where are those flyers
They
distributed?
go to the schools.
To schools?
Yeah, she mainly does elementaries,
Okay.
and stuff like that, so they'll go
How
out.
does she send them to the schools?
She gives them,
She
Personally,
personally
yeah,
goes to
she's
each
out there.
school?
Uh-huh.
yes,
But she has a lot of story hours, whatever they ask her to come in to do.
puppet shows and stuff
Puppet
like that. So
shows.
while she's out there, she's promoting the events that we have here.
Which is very good, but. you
I know that the librarians got the book festival flyer, it was like a 4-page flyer, and some of them were very interested in attending it. It's gonna be a
Yes.
very good event, but it was through email.
Yeah, and I've been doing a lot of Careers on Wheels this past month, so we're promoting the book festival through that. She's been doing also outreaches at tree lightings and park events and stuff like that. So we do a lot of print promotion. Our digital footnote as far as social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that. All that is varied, but we do promote our events through there. Right now, though, there's a Facebook event for the Laredo Book Festival There's a couple of flyers out there, one promoting the Breakfast with the Mascots, and the one with our featured author, Laura Numeroff, that is made possible through IMLS and what else? Texas State Library.
We're gonna put that on the flyers.
Who keeps up with all the social media?
Myself primarily, with the assistance of Miss Jackie, our children's librarian, and Nikki Acosta, the other team.
Does the library have a TikTok or no?
TikTok, no. Usually if we want to go through another form of social media, that has to be approved by the city manager, and that at the moment we have.
Because I was just amazed how TikTok took over. Like, has double the population than Facebook or Instagram. Now the other day I was looking, I'm like, wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
But who keeps up with all that? Like, to me, it's hard. Yo muy apenas tengo Facebook, y muy apenas lo entiendo.
Yeah, I mean, we try to keep up. I mean, Nick and I work with the teams, so they kind of keep us in check with
What's out there,
what's
the
trending.
newest thing.
I feel though that the people that are on TikTok are the younger generation, and they're not the ones that are actually they're not the ones driving to the library.
Right.
You know, and our Facebook presence is bigger because it's the parents that are actually driving the kids to the library. So that's, I want to say, our targeted demographic is, you know, the parents. Because I mean, you can give a 4-year-old the flyer and they'll get excited to see Pete the Cat, but if the parent doesn't know about it, they're not going to drive them. You know.
Explain the algorithm for Facebook then.
Okay, yeah, so Facebook, and most social media has an algorithm. Facebook's algorithm is the one that's a lot harder to break. So let's say, I think we have about 6,000 fans right now as Laredo Public Libraries, which isn't by all means a huge number if you compare this to other, like the city of Laredo, which has 100,000, you know, likes, subscribes, and stuff like that. So what we are showing is less than 10% of our fan base sees what we post. Now without you all's interaction, it stops at the 10%. Until you like, share, comment, then Facebook says, oh, this is interesting to people. We'll go ahead and pump it out to more people. All right? So if we're pumping out information and nobody's responding to it, then it just gets buried.
And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can also pay a small fee, right, to expand, to
Right,
send it.
you can boost your
You
posts.
boost your, yes,
Yes,
okay.
and,
Do you all do that?
We tried it, and we saw no real increase.
Yeah, because that's for
Yeah.
the larger population, right?
Right. Well, I mean, Facebook allows you to
To select.
target your
Right.
demographic,
Mhm.
and we tried it, and it just there was no increase. What helps us is crowd interaction. So for our trunk or treat event, that event brought in, I forget the number,
2,500.
2,500 people.
Wow, that's
2,500 people.
And we had to move it inside because it was so cold.
Yes, yes.
Cold.
That's wonderful.
So that event on Facebook got about 12,000 interactions. So people either saw it, liked it, commented, shared it. Accumulation of 12,000 people interacted with that one post. And I think it was like 17,000 people, and generally it just came across their newsfeed. So that's a huge number for us for that event. And in that case, that number did show in response to the people, the turnout. You know, but we've had Laredo Book Festivals in the past where we'll get 10,000 people and we'll get less than 1,000 to show up. You know, so.
Or even to some of these events, because we saw the statistics, and that's what I think prompted this question, that you had this amazing event and 4 people showed up, or 10 people showed up, or, you know, that's why we were wondering, how can we get more people out here since it's so much.
So what I do with my teens, in the teen advisory board, I send them a message, and I'm like, say you're going, like it, share it.
On. Yes.
You know, because and with staff as well, if they get an invite from Reader Bear, they need, I mean, I ask kindly, they don't need to, but I ask because then if not, our events,
It stays there.
they get buried, you know.
And those of us who have Facebook should do the same.
Correct.
I didn't know that now.
Yeah,
but
I
like
didn't know that
everything.
either. Now I'm gonna do it and share it and like it and.
And it's,
Yeah,
the person
interesting.
that has the Facebook page is Reader Bear, but then we also have a page for the Laredo Public Library.
Yes.
So those are the two.
Reader Bear and.
Follow Laredo Public Library and friend Reader Bear.
See, I do know about, I know about Laredo Public Library, yes.
Because you have to be a person to,
Yeah, so
we have
like,
Reader Bear.
and then that's the difference between the algorithm as well. So if it's a page like Laredo Public Libraries, that's when that algorithm really kicks in. And Facebook is a stickler for that algorithm. They won't show it more than, it's between 8.6 and 9.7%, something like that. And so, unless people start liking Laredo Public Libraries posts and sharing it, it's never gonna get above it. All right, and Reader Bear, if people are friends with them and they comment with Reader Bear, that gets shared a little bit more. It starts popping up, like it's a little bit friendlier. So you'll see a lot of stuff coming out through Reader Bear. Because if we keep posting on Laredo Public Library, it's gonna get, that algorithm's gonna shut us down even more if there's no interaction.
Interaction.
And so,
So Reader Bear is like a person, so you say persons in Facebook get
Look
bigger?
for Reader Bear, search Reader Bear.
No, but I mean, have bigger algorithms or?
it's a lot more lax. Is
Oh,
what it is.
okay, more lax than,
Yes.
than an organization.
business.
Than the
Yeah.
Laredo Public
Yeah,
Library.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, so we all like both. See, I didn't know about
Share.
Reader Bear.
Right.
And share and be interested. Those of us who got Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. That's what helps boost the post without monetary interaction. Yeah.
Plus you say you have a teen
Our teen advisory board. Yes.
board. Do you have a parent advisory? Would that be something?
I would
to-
think it would be something like the Friends of the Library, but
Do we still have Friends of the Library?
It is active. I mean, it's inactive, but it's still a
An
nonprofit,
organization,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And who's the president or who's running their?
Right now, it's Sylvia Palumbo.
Yeah,
Is
that's
the
what
vice
she's going to
president?
see. We'll see her tomorrow at Martha
Yeah,
Villarreal.
they should start doing, they
Yes,
should be
we-
more active.
Yeah, and we should invite Tricia Cortez,
Yeah.
yes, to be Friends of the Library. I think parents would be, having something like
and
Friends of the
our
Library.
teen parents do. They'll like and they'll comment
Uh-huh.
and and they are supportive
You're right,
of our
but
events.
just like you have a teen board, have a parent or Friends of the Library board.
That's you.
Yeah, I know, no, board,
Friends of the
no.
Library.
Uh-huh.
Friends of the Library,
Yeah.
like teen,
nonprofit.
but also
Yeah.
parents. Because, like my friend who's concerned.
Oh, no, okay, so going back to that.
Yeah, like who brings the kids?
The children's department or their programming,
Uh-huh.
whenever there's something that they comment, they like, they love and share.
Those
They're-
parents,
the parents.
yes.
The parents that are here, they're active. They're active on our Facebook,
Right.
and you'll see them comment on the photos of their children,
Oh,
and they'll be tagging all the parent friends and stuff like, oh look at me people, then they're playing with so and so.
Right. And do they need to give you permission to show their children's faces in Facebook?
We
They sign
have-
waivers.
They sign
Oh, they
waivers.
sign waivers, okay.
If they're in the story hour, we do.
Yes, yeah. It just occurred to me because, yeah.
And if parents do say like, oh, I don't want my children to be, then we won't
Well,
share
yeah,
them.
yeah.
We'll work with them,
Right.
but I think since it's a public building,
Sí.
there are, that is kind of lax as well.
Yeah,
Sí,
because they're
sí,
out,
Yeah.
about, yeah.
But for the children's programming and the teen advisory board, like they all sign waivers
And the bottom line, we want more people to come, more people to know, more people, because you are, doing such a wonderful job with all these. And I'm happy the trunk, what is it, the trunk?
The retreat, yeah, that
Trunk
caught us a
retreat.
little off guard, 'cause there were some
Yeah.
other events scheduled that day that got
Sí.
canceled.
So they all came over here, and then you
here.
brought it in, so
Mhm.
that was because it was very cold.
Mhm, I remember.
Okay.
Well, thank you
Any
for
other
your
questions?
information. I think that's one
Yeah,
of the
I guess the
dissemination.
main concern is that we saw
The
in the
dissemination.
numbers, we saw that some beautiful events were going on and very few people showed up, and that's what triggered the question.
Yes.
How is it being put out there so that more people could come?
And
Maybe you can do
of
the
course,
study.
we also share it with the city's PIO, who shares it in the City of Laredo government
Yeah.
Facebook also.
And I have an idea, and I don't know if this will help or not, but looking at those numbers again, and they're very seasonal, like you said,
Mhm.
in the summer, some come more than others or not. and maybe looking at which are the ones that are the lowest and see how those that are the lowest can be promoted a little bit differently. I don't know, just an idea.
Okay, thank you. Move on to item B, library directors branch visits, checklists, and reports.
In your package, you do have the checklist for the branch visits.
The window's still not fixed.
No, we finally got a quote. I know we have that, but today, this was printed yesterday, so, well, today, but then the quote came in, so it's not gonna be that much, but we still want the landscape company to reimburse
Pay
us
for
for
other
the
things
things.
if we broke it.
It's the same glass. I don't think they tried.
The elevator's not, which elevator? Both, both? They're not working?
No, they're working, so we're pending, the, final report from inspection. Minor repairs.
Who has access to all the video surveillance cameras? Those cameras have arrived.
This will be PD, they'll be part of the citywide. Hopefully we'll have access ourselves for just the ones for the library. But, the goal for IT is to get all the city departments. And this is what we're starting out with, hopefully next year we'll add a few more cameras. It'll be easier now that we're in the citywide.
And who decides where the cameras are placed?
We have their staff, who's the expert with the cameras, come in and tell us, okay, here you need a 180, here you need a different angle, so they're different cameras. It was quite extensive when he came in and looked at every single building.
And
So-
there'll be like, hopefully one just at the entrance to see who's coming in and out,
Mhm.
who's coming and going.
I think we also have some outside, and that's, I told him, basic, what do we need right now?
Mhm.
And he said other departments are doing the same thing. They're adding them as the following year, they'll add more.
Because I know our parks have had issues with vandalism, but is that an issue with our libraries? I don't think I've read anything in the reports that, knock on wood, yes.
Oh, knock on wood.
I know.
I mean, if we had, it's been little minor things.
Not even
at the
inside?
Bruni one?
Hmm?
Not even at the Bruni one?
The Bruni one?
No?
I mean, if there's some that's probably been there like on the break, but as far as vandalism, no. Not the library itself.
Because outside it's not Sunday.
Yes, that's an issue. That is an issue.
They take care of it because it's their home.
Yeah, they do.
They hang out there. They're not gonna-
I mean, have we had incidents? I mean,
No,
yes.
it's pretty bad.
No, I see you at the fire marshal did
Yeah.
a surprise inspection on the 9th, which was what, yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay,
So-
how did that go?
We don't know, waiting for the fund to see what we need to fix or what needs to be fixed. He's gonna give us a final report hopefully soon, because he's gonna come right before Christmas again.
Yes.
So they don't
And just
really
of
do
this
anything?
building?
No, they just show up, and I think that's part, they're supposed to be doing that. And I don't know if
Yeah.
they just started, but lucky us.
Yes.
Well, it's good, we'll know what we don't know, they can tell us what we need.
It's always the storage areas that gets you.
Yeah.
You know what?
Storage,
The
storage
storage
areas.
We've dealt with that at Baskin at one point, it's like, you need to take all this stuff out of this,
Closets,
well, it's what was this, the mechanical room,
The
it's like.
Mechanical room,
And
yes.
at Moss, I mean,
Yes.
they had some stuff just there.
Oh.
And it's like, well, you don't need it, we're not gonna use it.
And
Toss it.
also how high you store boxes, they can't be
Like
certain.
12 inches or something.
Yeah, that was an
Certain
issue when we asked them to come into Moss. They had some shelving and they were like putting up, it's like, you
It's
need to
too
bring
high.
things down.
Okay, so any findings that he has, because this is just here at this.
In this
event.
building, the other ones have been inspected maybe, what, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
then he came back
Came
and,
back again.
and it was somebody else. So what one might see, the other one might not, so
Okay,
we'll see what happens.
alrighty.
Ms. Solis, all the libraries have video surveillance or just the?
We have some sort of video surveillance, but it's not the citywide. Each one was done individually. What IT's trying to do is get all the buildings to be on the same system. And I've seen the central command and PD, it's impressive, just screens
Police
everywhere
department.
and they can record and
And who monitors the individual?
that's
Police department?
No, you said some of,
no,
some of them are, you said individual.
we have a recorder here, we don't monitor it.
You don't have a
no.
TV a monitor?
No, not a monitor, it records for 7 days or 10 days?
7 days.
7 days.
So like you're not, like, you can have one in your office where you have the monitor or by Angie's and she can be kind of like.
We
the spot
used to
check.
have one with a security guard.
No, what happened?
It just stopped working. So,
Is it upstairs, down, there's a lot of little.
there's a
nooks
lot
and-
of places.
Nooks and areas.
And you
that
see, we have
anything
some
can happen.
right now, and it basically it records. It records.
But how does that still, you wouldn't have, you.
We replaced it maybe 5 years ago,
nice.
but it's standalone with the server back there. This one, it's gonna be a
So
PD.
it's really, if something happens, you can
Yeah.
go back
Mhm.
and
And
it's not
very
for your
limited.
daily.
We daily looking at it, and that will be PD doing that.
Yes, because you don't have, I don't see how you've got that manpower.
No, and I mean, the security guard, I don't want him sitting there, I want him patrolling and going outside but it's basically if something happens.
So when does it look like that's gonna happen as far as the?
They've already, and they've awarded, we had like 3 different contractors come in for the installation. And they've already awarded one, we're just waiting, we've gotten the quote already.
Yes.
And Angie's gonna do the requisition, get the PO, probably not till the end of January, I'm thinking.
So it's still a little bit, but
Mhm. It's-
right around the corner though.
Right
it
around
sounds
the
like
corner.
it's-
It took us a while because we needed to have the money and to order at least the initial. The server was how much? 10,000? That was very expensive. And that's gonna be housed in PAC, the PAC office, but PD's gonna be monitoring it.
What is that?
Public access
Oh,
channel,
okay.
it's gonna be housed there.
There at the civic, well, the old civic.
The old civic. Garden Center, Garden
yeah,
Street, Garden Street, yeah.
The reason I asked about the video surveillance, because only the Moss has in the checklist, video surveillance.
Oh,
None of the other.
Faskin is already on the system, the system wide, when it got built, that happened.
With the
Did we
police.
put it in? Yeah,
With the police.
with the police, they're already part of
And
it.
Moss is gonna get it with the police.
Mhm. Right now, they do have cameras, they have cameras, but same thing, it records
Just
and.
record.
Mhm.
That's where the rock incident happened,
Mhm.
that broke. and-
Mhm.
I think video is important because unfortunately we're living in.
And now, I mean, if somebody says, oh, somebody stole my cell phone, they have to ask for an open records and request it too.
True, we get the camera.
So we
the
won't be
video.
responsible for that. IT's the one that's gonna be looking at the video, getting
The date and all that, but then it only has a certain number of days and then it
Mhm.
erases.
I don't know about this one, the new one that we're gonna get.
Any other observations or questions on the checklist, visits, reports? Okay, we're almost in your letter C, the upcoming library programs and services.
and you have the flyers there. The first packet is mainly the, oh no, you didn't separate them.
Yeah, the first.
The first few ones are for the main library, and then we have individual ones for the, yeah, individual for the branches. Basically, it's the stuff, the things that are gonna be going on during Christmas, Christmas break. The big major one is, this Saturday.
What days are you gonna be closed for Christmas break?
The 24th and 25th,
Uh-huh.
the 31st and 1st.
Thursday, Friday?
And the,
Say it again, the
Is it
31st.
Tuesday, Wednesday?
and the 1st.
Oh, so you'll
Tuesday,
open,
Wednesday,
you'll open
Tuesday,
Monday,
Wednesday.
and you'll
Monday,
close
Tuesday,
Tuesday and Wednesday, and then you'll open again Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
So only 24, 25, 31, and 1st. So 4 days.
4 days. That's good. Yeah, 'cause y'all are off when, starting
The students are off on the 19th.
on the
The
19th
20th is a work day, and we don't come back till the 8th.
till January the 8th.
January the 8th.
Wow.
Is the library the same?
UISD.
UISD, yeah.
January 8th.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a good little break.
So you're gonna be open on the 6th,
2
7th, and
weeks.
6th, 7th?
I'm okay with it.
It's 2 weeks.
I'm sure we
That go by very fast.
My kids are okay with it. Yeah,
Parents usually
very
say
okay, yeah. The parents not so much.
Already? Sorry.
Yeah, I have it in my calendar, and I'm back to school.
On a Wednesday in the middle of the week.
I know.
Yeah, that's what happens.
How much do you, I'm just curious, out of the, like, someone like Laura Numeroff, such a popular author, with that, how much they charge to come here?
$10,000,
There you go.
but not from my budget. We applied for a grant from the Texas State Library and,
That's why it's on there, right?
Yeah.
That's why,
Yes.
you mentioned.
Miss Rosemary Wells is charging, I think she has a $2,500 honorarium plus travel expenses.
2,500.
30, 35 with travel and other incidents.
500, the travel.
And who receives them, or who, like, with the
I
library?
have a librarian assigned to each of them.
Okay.
So they'll be taken care of.
Oh, which is for which library?
The festival, they're both for here. The festival's gonna be here at the whole entire library we're gonna be
But-
using.
Okay, so one's at 10 to 3, they're both from 10 to 3
Yes.
on the same day?
Yes, one will be, they're gonna be doing different activities. They're gonna be doing little workshops and also signing.
So what happened was with the flyer design,
Here's the
The schedule.
schedule.
Laura Numeroff is paid for by the grant, by MLS and Texas State Library. Rosemary Wells wasn't paid for that, so we didn't want that information on the same flyer with her.
Right.
Okay, so I have two different flyers, one stating that Laura Numeroff is paid for by the grant, and Rosemary Wells is not. It's the same event, and we're featuring Laura Numeroff, and as a special guest author, Rosemary Wells will be here.
Oh, okay, so you're not, they're both gonna be in the same room doing same things,
Yes.
but
At different times.
And then
at different times, oh, throughout the day, throughout the, from 10 to 3,
Sí.
a schedule of activities, okay.
Sí, aquí
That's
está.
also.
Yes, I see that there now, but I just couldn't understand why 2 flyers, because I thought,
You could get a lot
is that a
of,
different library or?
I hope so.
different
These are
hours?
big things. I don't think you guys know. The librarians know.
Nomás las diferentes personas.
We do have a room quote,
Because I noticed that you advertised it's a workshop, like, is it gonna be first come, first serve, or how is that gonna work?
yes,
I think we should start.
On the writing workshop?
teen reading workshop, and then the breakfast of the mascots, and the children's demonstration as well. It's just whoever is here.
So the teen writing workshop is just for teens?
Yes,
That, and you're gonna hold that where?
Upstairs in the program room.
And that only holds 30? So it's gonna be the first 30?
And that's on her contract, I believe, no more than 30, so.
30
that's
kids
it.
only per,
For the writing
Starts at
workshop.
what time?
That one's at 10
Because it's
a.m.
And have they already signed up?
No, it's first come, first serve.
Oh, first come, first serve. Oh.
And it's
How do
only
you
for teens.
disseminate this information? So
That's also through,
the same,
Social media, and we got it, LAC got it.
And I believe next week, Danielle is gonna be doing interviews with Cajun. This week? Okay, this week, okay. Yeah, that's right, she's been doing them.
so did you, so let's say 30 kids, more than 30 kids show, do you have like a preliminary sign-in sheet or something like?
We
they
can have that,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
but we're gonna
thinking-
count 30 because that's part of our contract.
Right,
Only
but I'm
30.
saying like if you're, like say, first come, first serve, so go and sign up at the library so we could know that you're coming to
Right.
save your slot or your
No,
slot.
it says they get here. We're not signing them up in advance.
in the past, we've had writing workshops with Matt de la Peña and, I don't remember if David Gidwitz did it as well, but it's never filled up with
No.
teens. We've allowed adults in as a standby,
Oh.
so it's not something that.
But this is for children, right?
Priority,
Plus
that's
teens.
Teens
It's
also.
teens.
Oh, okay.
the Rosemary,
The writing.
she's doing a
Drawing demonstration.
drawing
But this is
demonstration.
for
Yes,
kids.
because the
whole thing.
VMT, for example, the School of Communications, we should let them know,
Like VMT.
the VMT, because that would be a target audience for,
I'm
for
not,
the
because
teen
I think
writers.
she only sent it to, did she send it only to elementary?
The writing workshop, middle school, I
No,
believe.
this information, was it sent out
But-
to all the librarians? Because the one that, I didn't get the email. One of my elementary librarians asked me if I can contact you and see if you all can minimize the 4-page flyer so that she could send it to the students, because it was 4 pages, so.
What I ended up doing is
Like front and back?
took this and I did the front of, I
made it
enlarged
into
it
a
and I
book.
turned it sideways. So that when you're looking at this on the back, you can tell that there's something back there. Because otherwise, of course, they're not gonna pay attention, but nonetheless, and of course, it's just a black and white. I don't know if it was colored.
But I don't know, do you know if they sent it to all middle and high, or just elementary?
No, the elementary wouldn't work because it's teens.
Well, the
Yeah, they sent it
elementary
to
got
them.
Because they
it.
want to come see the author, yeah.
Yeah,
They
yes,
can
yes, they can
still
still see it.
Fifth graders can still come, fifth
Right,
graders.
right, but Ms.
I'm
Solis,
saying
you
for the
said,
writing.
you
Yeah.
send it to middle schools. Did you send it to, I'm worried about the high schools. I
don't
think
know
the
if she
high
did.
schools should
Send it to high
come, especially the English
To what?
teachers.
Yeah, the board.
The board.
Yeah, I'm
We
sure,
can find out, we still have time.
yeah, and I'm
but-
sure United has creative writing.
A way to up the numbers if you're trying to reach that 30 and
Yeah.
then some is to
Right.
go through that, to go
Yes.
through some of the creative writing
Right.
classes that
At the
they
high
can make it,
schools.
Yeah, I sent it to
not
United,
necessarily mandatory, but for
The
extra
high
credit.
school,
It was, I believe it was a
Takes
freshman.
to a lot for extra credit.
but they send it to the high schools where they're, they're doing the yearbook, they're doing the journal, so they still do newspaper. They still,
I know VMT does, one of our team board
I know
members
VMT.
is there, and
Oh,
I
you
sent
have
the
a
flyer
team board
with
member
them.
Oh.
for VMT? So they.
Yeah.
They shared it.
Yeah, they take flyers with them and distribute it to officers, librarians,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Even through our district websites, that's something else that, you might wanna consider as well.
Like getting on their website or?
To show, I'm not sure, honestly, I don't know the route, but I'm sure if you, call the district, the main office, they can give you, who to speak to.
Okay.
Or, I don't know if you, I didn't get it, and I don't know if you sent it to Maribel Rodriguez again, that communication, because she has access to put it on our Facebook, our Twitter, Instagram, and our district webpage.
I think I gave you Maribel's email.
And maybe I'll do that.
Yes.
And maybe this, yes.
Because those are the people that have those,
The access
outreach
to.
to everybody.
Mhm.
The flyers are beautiful, Rick.
They are.
Any other issues with programming, and events that are coming up?
No, the flyers are amazing, just,
Yes.
right, who does the flyers? You do? Ricky,
Nikki
Nikki,
and
right?
myself.
No, that's wonderful, I love them, I've always loved them. They're
You
very,
do an
very
amazing job.
colorful, very, very.
We just wanted more people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because
You
it's
do
such an
have-
amazing,
Sorry, you do have a draft of the mobile library, you had requested that, flyer there. And it's a draft right now, this one right here.
Oh, yes, I saw that. I can stand. Very good.
Okay, on to monthly statistics.
And that is in your packet, if you notice, we've done it a little bit different as per request of the committee. We have added the full name of the branches.
Okay.
Yes. Easier to
Squeeze it
roll.
as much.
Yes, that looks good, look, how do you put the name?
see. Thank you for putting the names.
And she's highlighted some of them
Sí.
so that you can distinguish.
Sí.
You know, we talked about, a lot today about the attendance issues at some of the programs, right? And getting the word out, and how you, is there something where we can see that which programs over the course of the year, what their attendance is?
You are getting quarterly reports on the individual programs.
Uh-huh.
And if we see that, you know, there's a program that's just not getting people, we tried one last ditch effort to advertise it, but we'll delete the program
Mhm.
if it's not getting attendance.
And have we gotten a report like that, like which programs have been deleted and what, you know?
No, I think we just decided to get rid of brownies and,
Books and Brownies, it was a preteen program, it wasn't getting the attendance. We even switched it to a different day, different time, and we weren't getting attendance for it.
But-
Yeah, we went to the middle schools to promote it, like in person, and we get a bunch of, yeah.
but it turns out that for preteens, we've noticed that if we have it on Saturdays, that's when they show up. During the week, they're too busy with band and then, of course, the parents need to bring them. They're preteens. So we've noticed that on Saturdays, when we have programs for them, they do come in.
What was the title? Brown?
That was Books and Brownies, it was
Oh,
a
Books
play
and
off our
Brownies.
Pizza and Pages program that we do with the teens.
And Books and Brown.
Yeah, it didn't hit, unfortunately. And then that kind of program, we were doing a full book, so if we started it later, it wouldn't end at the planned time. So we gave it about three chances to start the book, and then we didn't get any turn-ons for it. But there are crafter days that we have, and those have been really good. And I believe it's George Washington that's really helped us out. They bring like a whole class comes in and participate.
Okay, anything else on the monthly statistics? Anybody got any questions, observations, or anything? No? All right, on to item number 8, Library Advisory Committee member absences.
It's just Ms. Maria.
And then items for next meeting, I know you have one mentioned one about. I guess maybe in an observation through our minutes, we looked at.
In the staff reports, when I was reading the minutes from last time, and the first bullet on the staff reports, towards the end of the first bullet, midway, the sentence that says, in the event a librarian is not available for their sponsored event, a custodian will step in to help. I was thinking that a custodian would team up with a librarian to work, and if that librarian is not available,
Then another professional
would step in to help.
Okay, we can do that. Well, I can advise them. It's rare because it's their program, if they're the ones that are putting it on, they'll be here. But I think they take care of it if for some reason they, like their knitting group. If the person that takes care of them is not there, she'll ask another librarian to step
Another
in.
librarian,
Mhm.
yeah.
But we'd like to see the, not the custodian to do it, and either, in any case.
Yes.
Well, the setup, they do.
The
but
setup,
Yeah,
yeah.
the setup, but not to oversee.
No, we can do that. We can make sure of that. For item for the next meeting, the bibliotech would like to come in and do a presentation for the District 6, District 5 digital library. That's supposed to be in the Del Mar and the old fire station.
Casa Verde.
No, they're wanting the old fire
Oh.
station.
Oh, so they're gonna open up a new location?
Mhm.
The old fire station?
Next to the new fire station in Del Mar.
Oh, on
Yes,
Del Mar.
it used to be DeVally's office, I
Oh,
believe.
yes,
Mhm.
oh, okay, so they're looking at.
So the Casa Verde is still there, and then they're opening another one.
Did I
Have you
hear?
even started or finished the one on Springfield and?
To my knowledge, no. I don't even know.
Because
if
I
it's
remember,
started.
were you there when we went to go look at the plants?
Yes.
They're
Mhm.
beautiful, but they haven't started, right?
As far as I'm concerned, we haven't met with them or been to one of their meetings since the summer. We haven't gotten notice if they've had any meetings since. So I don't know what the status of that is.
So it's like little mini library?
It's totally digital.
Good, right. Did I hear that they wanted to open one at the outlet?
Yes,
Same thing?
it's been
The same
mentioned.
concept?
I have not heard anything since the council meeting about it.
Trevino, right, Dr. Martinez, I think wanted her.
Vale. This one over here is Dr. Martinez.
Okay.
Dr. Mark.
Martin.
And they have, I know the lady, I remember, I think I asked for them to come in when I saw them
They did come and
present
present it
to
on
the
the one
districts and
Yes.
stuff. And who does she answer to, or how does that work? What is
It's the housing authority,
a housing?
Laredo Housing
And
Authority.
she wants to meet with us for,
Just give a presentation
of what they're gonna do,
of
or?
what they're gonna do over there. I'll find out if it's an action item or not, or just a
Or just
presentation.
informational, okay.
Mhm. It's just she didn't get on the agenda because I think Monday they asked if they could be here, but the agenda got posted on Friday. But it was all right if they do it for the next.
So her
meeting.
budget and yours doesn't interfere at all, they're under a totally different, they're federally funded, is that
Yes.
correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
For next meeting also, I would like to mention my friend Tricia Cortez, who is a concerned citizen
Mhm.
about the hours, about
Well,
the
she can
library.
she can just come in it's always on the agenda, citizens' comments, it's
Okay.
always there.
Yeah, but, you know, so, just so you'll know, her concern is, it was closed for 4 days in a row.
Mhm.
And she said, how come, like, for Christmas, thank God it's closed 4 days, but
Mhm.
two and two.
It just, I mean, it always falls, we've closed the weekend, other city departments also close for the weekend if they have weekend hours.
Right, well, I understand the city, you know, department, but the library, that's.
Well, we're a city
closed, or-
department,
I
and it's
know.
very,
I know.
when we used to be open, it's very slow.
Oh, really?
It's very slow.
What days were you closed? I'm looking at the November
Thursday,
calendar.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Which is Thanksgiving, and then Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm.
I don't know what she
Rec centers also closed that whole 4 days. I know that the animal shelter asked us, where's your schedule? Okay, they always ask us, when
So
are you
you're
closed?
like
Yeah.
uniform.
Would it be possible to open, you know,
Saturday
the
and
Saturday and Sunday? I'm just saying,
It's
with a
possible.
skeleton crew.
Well, it's always a skeleton crew on weekends, but it is traditionally very slow, very slow.
To be honest, I mean, my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think it's reasonable to be closed those 4 days during that time. I understand Ms. Cortez may have an issue with it.
And
But
she's
there is
had
a-
issues before.
But
when
there
we're
is
closed.
a fiscal responsibility on the part of paying people, and if it's really slow, I mean, these are public funds, so I actually, my opinion, am okay with it. I don't know, I mean, and she can
we've
comment on
been-
it,
Yes,
no
it's
problem.
just a
Doing it
concern.
Yeah.
Citizen
At
comments.
least 10 years. I have the
Right.
calendars from back then, and we
You look at
always,
numbers.
yes.
You look at numbers, yes, well, just so we'll have some.
I know Friday was, we had, when I was at the Imaginary, Friday was not, nobody showed up because the parents were all shopping.
Mhm.
It was that Black
And it
Friday.
continues
Black
throughout the
Friday,
weekend also.
or we're out of town, and we said.
And it's nice to give the staff a 4-day
A 4-day,
weekend
yeah,
every
yes.
now and then.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's true.
It was just a concern from her.
And she's entitled to.
And she's entitled, yes. And I invited her, and then I forgot, I invited her, and I told her
She
that
can
they.
come next time.
Yes, yes, I mean, and like I said, citizens' comments always there, so we don't have to do anything different with the agenda.
Okay, very good.
Next, date for the next meeting?
That would be January, right? Oh my gosh. So January, it falls on the 29th.
29. Same place, same time, 5 p.m.
Oh my God.
And if you have any agenda items until the Friday previous to the meeting, just please send them in, and we'll make sure they get in there.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, we decided that is a date?
Yes.
Okay.
If for any reason, I mean, we can change it.
Any other items again for next meeting? Actually, we can't go back to that one. Yeah, well,
Okay.
any
You haven't
other
adjourned
items?
yet.
No?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Motion to adjourn? Do I have a second? Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Okay.
And meeting's adjourned.
And take your time, take your
And take your
time.
time, yes.
And we have to fill
I
out
talked
the library.
Yeah, I talked to Rick, we could probably Photoshop Marty Red in there.
Ah.
They're really good.
Ah,
We've done it
okay.
before.
All right.
That's good.
Okay.